Andrew Schulz, and this is a very, very good story, guys. If you're talking about having a bit of backbone with your work and standing up to the corporate system that tends to censor people, or that at least asks you to censor yourself, it says Andrew Schulz, and they spelled Schultz wrong. Oh, nice. Schulz defies censors, plots solo infamous special release. So Christian Toto, you gotta fix that. So it says, Rebel Comics spends life savings to buy back special and promote free speech. So basically, he has a joke in his new special that he makes a crack at abortion. Now he doesn't list the streamer as like who it was, but since his past stuff was Netflix, you could assume that means Netflix. But Netflix has been pretty open about free speech with,
or at least wanting to appear to be a free and open platform when they're not.
So would you guys like to hear the actual joke? The two.
Didn't
that
you
played,
tell it to me already?
Yeah, but I'm gonna play it for the people watching.
Yeah, I'm just.
We should.
I don't want to play it and get like copywritten, but
it's on his Twitter. I think we should be fine if it's a Twitter clip, right?
Okay.
I don't know. I would think so.
Okay, so
we'll
try this one first.
IRL.
Thank you.
I agree with you on that. 100%. I agree with you when you say that men should have no say in the decisions you make with your bodies. Those are your decisions to make and yours alone. And I feel that way because at the end of the day, when we all go up to heaven and God's like, why were y'all killing babies? We're going to be like, y'all.
Oh, snap. That's a good joke.
I knew Lydia would like this
one. That's incisive.
I think they were very clear whose decision this was, God.
That is an interesting take.
Looks like you need to pay for your sins, babe.
Wow.
Even though I paid for your sins.
That is spicy.
Now, that's not the only one. There was one more.
Come on, y'all. Chivalry ain't dead to that baby, as you know the rules.
Oh, snap.
And then there's this one.
Oh
this was the one that initially got
Infamous
him.
Indeed.
It was down here a little bit. Let me find the other one. It was
a different one about abortion.
Yes, this is the one that he said.
Place in New York. I live down the block from an abortion clinic. And location.
Right.
And no bullshit, that's the wildest place in New York. Like, it's a fucking carnival outside of there every single day. Like, people come to New York and they go to like Broadway plays and shit. They'll literally spend thousands of dollars to watch Harry Potter the musical when they could just stand outside the clinic and watch something really disappear.
Yikes. It's spicy. I dig it. Oh man, that's not original, but okay, I'll accept it.
So he basically, whoever it was, now he didn't list what streaming service it was, had a problem with those jokes and said they wanted him to edit out the fetus deletist part.
Why?
I have no idea.
I mean, abortion, embrace it.
It's the least original part of the bit.
I know.
So
yeah,
not that much of a loss.
So it says, last year, a Toronto club unceremoniously canceled his appearance after he shared inappropriate jokes on stage. Schulz rebelled by selecting the more freedom-friendly Meridian Hall to host his shows, and he quickly sold out the larger venues twice.
Good.
Now he reveals an unnamed streaming platform demanded he trim select jokes from his upcoming comedy special, Infamous, before its release. So he bailed, and he paid a hefty price. Infamous captures the comedian's most recent tour stop in Austin, Texas. For Schulz, nothing is off limits. There's only one rule at his shows. Everyone gets these jokes. Reads the special's descriptions. Schulz told his social media flock he poured his life savings into buying back the special to be released on AndrewSchulz.com.
Good for him.
I remember when basically they were saying like Chappelle would say like he finances it, and then like basically the Netflix or whoever buys the special from him after it's made, right? So here he's sticking by his word, and he's like, I'm not going to censor myself. Do you think this is something we'll see more of if this does really, really well?
100%. Of course. Why not? This is an excellent precedent, because if you can buy your special back and then put it on your own platform, who would not do that? Yeah. Who would rather be censored?
And he's got 2 million followers on Instagram. On YouTube, and several million more on Instagram. Right. So he's built that foundation, or that what would you call it? Like the
network,
the infrastructure to build his audience and be able to put stuff out, kind of like Tim Dillon.
Which streaming service do you think it was?
I would have thought Netflix,
maybe like Hulu,
but I don't know who else he would have had it through if his last one was on Netflix. So it's interesting. Like if that was what Netflix said, maybe they're like, look, Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle.
Right.
And Dave Chappelle gets to do whatever he wants.
Ricky Gervais is Ricky Gervais. They have far more name recognition than Andrew Schulz does. Yeah. So maybe they felt that they could push him around.
Yeah.
Like, so if he stands up for this and it does really, really well, is it not kind of our job to kind of help people see that so that we can show people that if you take the risk, you can reap the benefit, you can reap the reward from 100%. Stuff like this.
This strikes me as what Timcast is trying to do.
Yeah.
Trying to go to your own network, not rely on a big social media platform that can easily censor you.
Yep. And that's a slow process.
Oh, it is slow, but it's okay. It's kind of a parallel economy thing that I think we need more of. So good for him.
I mean, it's not just the streaming service that gives his special the exposure that he wants. It's also being on the same platform as Dave Chappelle, as Ricky Gervais, all of these other, comedians who pose as the shock jocks.
Yep. That is really what this is now.
I wish that they would speak up for him.
Yeah, they should. I agree.
That is what this is now. Like, we're in an age where, like, Howard Stern is, like, the most, like, doofy, like... pro-authoritarian person ever. And we have, like, Andrew Schulz, who he literally looks like a guy who you'd run into in New York City just walking down the street. And they're pushing doesn't he?
He looks very Italian.
He does.
I love it.
So it says his last special, which was Schulz Saves America in 2020, came out on Netflix, but the comedian didn't say if the deal involved the streaming giant or another platform. It's worth noting that Netflix recently stood up for both Dave Chappelle and Ricky Gervais, buttons-pushing comics whose specials angered a small minority of viewers. This is Christian Todos. That's why he actually points out that it's a small minority.
He's correct, though.
He is right. So I would like to see them push for more of this, and I don't know if it can just be if it has to just be comedy. I mean, you see this stuff happen with like musicians who took like anti-vaccination stand.
Not even anti.
Who took like anti-mandate.
Yeah.
Who took anti-mandate
If you even joke about possibly being critical of that or any aspect of like that
Very
liberal
touchy.
dogma.
Very touchy.
So a lot of musicians got kicked out of venues or told that they wouldn't be allowed to perform because they asked questions. Remember the dude from Mumford & Sons who's like, I read Andy No's book. And his band members were like, well, we can't have you.
He didn't even say whether he liked the book.
Yeah, he just said he read it. How dare you?
He has like a book review website. He's like, this is the worst book I've ever read.
Nobody read that.
Can't stand this book.
Wasn't there some other drama with Mumford & Sons before that?
Not that I remember.
I'll have to look it up.
Somebody in the chat would have to let us know. But this has been happening. I know that this is more than pretty common. Like in the metal scene now, it's like what once used to be counterculture is no longer counterculture because it's all owned by big corporations. Right. So the best way, oddly enough, is we're going to go back to starting your own website and just doing stuff on your own. And even then, you're still kind of at the mercy of like whoever's servers they are, right?
Right.
Like,
choose your servers carefully. Try to build your own servers.
A lot of people are using locals, and even that you're having to rely on.
That's Dave Rubin's
That is Dave
thing,
Rubin,
right?
and not the best idea. I think a better idea is to build your own site and find servers you can rely on. I know it's challenging right now, but I really feel like if more people do like what Andrew Schulz is doing, you're going to have more opportunities, more people taking more of an interest in doing stuff like building servers.
And I think if you've got a $2 million fan base on YouTube, you're not hurting for money. Like,
right.
Depending on how much content you're releasing.
Right.
I don't know if he does a Patreon or stuff like that. I know that Tim Dillon does very well.
I mean, YouTube advertisements aren't a huge amount of revenue. Yeah, they're not nothing, but they're not what they used to be either.
Right.
But it's at least like a lot of them use that to push people to their Patreon for
money aside.
Content.
Even if like I don't think this guy is some kind of charity case, but I just am disappointed that no one would speak up for him
at the
being
company.
Pushed around by this streaming service, whichever one it may be.
There's some stuff you're gonna have to do alone.
People who are hosted on that streaming service who aren't subject to the same requirements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how much his life savings was to buy back a special like that.
I'm interested to find out, but at the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. What matters is that he was willing to do it and that he was able to pull it off. I think that's great.
So it says, I think people like real, authentic comedy. I think they'd prefer that to some watered-down corporate boardroom bullshit. He says.
Oh my!
Pardon my language.
BS.
Infamous will be available July 17th for $15.
That's not bad.
Pre-orders are available now. So if you go to his website, which is I believe andrewschulz.com,
I believe so.
You can pre-order it now, and I do think that that's a good idea. media.
Let me see if Andrew Schulz with the T redirects there.
That would be very smart of him.
Yeah,
that would be smart if it did.
Because even the article got that wrong up
Yeah,
here.
it's
But
easy.
they were saying that basically he got in trouble in like 2020 because he called COVID-19 the Wuhanic plague.
Oh my God.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da. At the time, social media and news outlets aggressively downplayed Wuhan's connections to the pandemic.
Doesn't look like it's available in either capacity.
So there's already an AndrewSchultz.com?
I
No,
went to
there's
it.
neither. Yeah.
I don't see it.
Let's see. Oh, theandrewschultz.com. Okay, cool. It's got the word "the" in there. That's what I was missing.
So I think that this is like the best thing we can do right now is we talk a lot about parallel economies. I don't know how I feel about that all the time. Sometimes I'm like, then you're just building like your own kind of echo chambers off to the side, and that kind of sucks because it eventually, whether you like it or not, you're going to pull in an audience that are just going to agree with you, and everyone else gets left in the dust.
And with the expectation that you pay for all of these rising subscription rates and micro subscriptions too, it sucks that people would be expected to pay even more just to see a comedian they like who pissed off Netflix or
Right.
I felt the same way about kind of like about Jordan Peterson going to the Daily Wire. Like I think I'm happy for him because it's going to be great money for him, I'm sure. But it's just kind of like then he's behind a paywall. And
but
the
he's
people
also protected. So this is more of the parallel economy. And it's not the way we want it to be right now. It's not free like a lot of these like social media platforms are. I think we're just going to have to deal with it for right now. And hopefully down the road we can get to where we're back to free speech.
Do you think that's where it goes? Do you think eventually we find our way back?
I don't know.
I
hope so.
I do
I'm
not.
not seeing that in the near future, at least.
Me neither.
Yeah.
There's some super chats in there.
Sure. Managed Wig 42 sent us 99 cents.
Ooh,
thank
No
you.
message, but thank you. Caper2X said, Lydia, glad that you're feeling better and nobody can stop you from singing the Barbie song in the theater. Start a flash movement.
Let's
I
do it,
love
Mary.
We talked about flash mobs yesterday. Well,
let's go.
for the episode Friday, we talked about flash mobs.
You
Lydia,
guys are going to see that.
you can start your own flash mob and start singing Barbie Girl by Aqua right there in the theater. And
Whatever
please film
happened to flash mobs, though?
it.
It's a trend for like 2 weeks.
Why'd they stop?
Very early 2010s.
Yeah.
In the Harlem
What
Shake.
the way of planking. Yeah.
Remember
in the Harlem
that?
Shake. Yeah. Oh my
It's
gosh,
like
what the heck was that?
there's like a meme that says like millennials like making fun of Gen Z for their TikTok trends, and it says also millennials, and it's
bro,
them
you literally
planking
did
on
We don't talk
the
about
Harlem
that.
Shake.
We
It's
don't talk
them-
about that.
And planking.
Shut up.
planking on everything.
James Orenthal Guyan, I think.
Again?
Happy Wednesday to Sour Patch Linda, Midwest
Aw.
and Miss Contrary.
Oh.
I watched Schultz's flagrant episode yesterday, and this move could push him to the GOAT level, like
Cool.
Pryor.
Ooh, that like Richard Pryor.
Wow,
that is
high
high
level.
That is high
I mean,
praise.
the
to
jokes
be-
weren't that funny.
the
The
Nancy
abortion jokes, at
Pelosi one
least.
was funnier, but that's more physical comedy.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
No, I'm scared. Don't make me watch
He made
it.
a video on Instagram talking about
Nope.
Nancy Pelosi.
Nope. I don't
Yep,
want to hear
right there.
it.
You can see it on
Yep.
screen.
No. Oh my gosh. No.
This
Why?
is so not
so
YouTube
cringe.
friendly.
So not YouTube friendly, but basically it's just him being like, "What the?"
He said
heck?
trading isn't the only thing, insider. Like, bro, that doesn't even make sense, but I'm laughing
Yeah, I
anyway.
did see that joke. I was like, oh, whatever.
Thanks for watching this clip, guys. If you want to see full episodes or follow us on social media, links are in the description below. Bye.
Bye.